Talk surrounding the James Harden trade will likely be how the Brooklyn Nets have massively won this trade, considering how they were able to keep their superstars intact. But in reality, I believe that the Houston Rockets were in fact the winners from this trade. So let's break down each piece in this trade as to why the Rockets did in fact get the better side of the deal. Starting with the most attractive piece in this trade with the first round picks, the Rockets were able to get much more than what the market would have suggested. In total, the Rockets were able to get 3 unprotected first round picks, 4 unprotected first round swaps from the Nets, and also Milwaukee's 2022 first. So pretty much, the Rockets were able to get a total of 8 first round picks, since the swaps will allow the Rockets to choose the better draft position. The reason this amount of picks works out so well for the Rockets is that let's compare it with some of the other superstar trades that have recently occurred. When the Lakers acquired Anthony Davis, they essentially gave up 4 unprotected first round picks and a swap. And just keep in mind, this was a 26-year-old Anthony Davis. He hasn't even reached his prime years yet, and the Pelicans received essentially less picks in this trade. The trade where the Pelicans sent Jrue Holiday to the Bucks to pair up with Giannis got them a total of 2 unprotected and 2 swaps. And Jrue Holiday, with all due respect, is nowhere near the level of what James Harden is, but the Bucks were in a desperate state to avoid losing Giannis in free agency, which rose Holiday's price up. As a result, the Jrue Holiday trade is a perfect example to show how the Rockets got way more first round assets than what they should have got. For the Rockets to be able to receive this many assets for the future, for a James Harden who is 31 years old, has made it known that he doesn't want to play for Houston, which basically lowered his value throughout the league, and was pretty much nonchalant through the early part of the season, whether it was him not caring about his play or his teammates, or just being extremely careless with protocol. It's still ridiculous to think that this allowed for Houston to be able to get this many first round picks. The leeway that the first round picks have now provided Houston is what led them to make the second big move in this trade, going after Victor Oladipo. Many people, including myself, were originally very confused that the Rockets didn't want to keep Caris LeVert. But when looking further towards the analytics, the Houston Rockets made the textbook definition of a win-now move. As of this current moment, one of the biggest weaknesses that the Houston Rockets have with their roster is their defense. After being one of the best defensive teams in the bubble, the Rockets have just started horribly on the defensive end. Currently, as of this moment, the Rockets are ranked as the 23rd best team in points allowed per game, giving up 113 points. They are ranked as the 20th best team in defensive efficiency, and they are the 24th best team in the league in field goal percentage allowed. Pretty much what this highlights is that the Rockets are in some dire need of some defenders on this roster. Victor Oladipo, as a result, can be viewed as one of the better two-way players in this league. But with this being said, he has suffered a couple of serious injuries the past couple of seasons. And considering that the Rockets already have a couple of players on this roster with injury history, Wall and Boogie as just some of the more notable names, it causes a moment of worry if this will actually work out. But in the sequence where Oladipo is able to play, he is a damn good defender. Let's rewind back to the 2017-2018 season where Oladipo was shining on the Indiana Pacers. Probably the best defensive statistic that shows how good Oladipo can be on the defensive end comes through how when Victor was guarding in an isolation setting that season, he only gave up 0.63 points per possession, which was better than 90% of the entire league. Oladipo as a one-on-one defender is going to be hard to get past, but he can also prevent that chance from even happening. In that season, Oladipo averaged 2.4 steals per game and almost a block as well. The Houston Rockets right now are ranked as the 14th best team in the league at getting steals. Oladipo is likely going to bring a considerable boost to that stat. But just getting steals is one thing. One of the areas that Oladipo and the Pacers thrived in was being able to convert on those steals. For that season, the Pacers ranked 3rd in the league in fast break points per game, but nearly over 70% of their fast break points only came when Oladipo was on the court. What this is hinting is that Oladipo's defense is the one that started Indiana's offense most of the time. And with all the talk being about Oladipo's defense so far, we haven't even discussed how good of an offensive player Oladipo is. Victor has shown throughout his career that he can play as a number 1 or number 2 option with an ability to get towards the rim and slash, but also to spread the perimeter, which will be a massive need considering the likes of a John Wall who has never really shot the ball well. In simplicity, what Oladipo will bring for the Rockets is sort of similar to what Jimmy Butler has been bringing for the Miami Heat when you compare the two players. Jimmy, though seen more as a 3, has handled the ball quite a lot and created shots for himself and for his teammates while playing elite defense. And I'd like to see the same type of manner of play from Oladipo. The other remaining pieces in this trade though remains to be seen in all honesty. Dante Exum is a nice combo guard who can play great defense at times while providing the ability to guard multiple positions. But there's just a question of will he even be used, with the likes of Oladipo, Eric Gordon, and even David Nwaba all playing the same positions with a similar type of playstyle. Cruz, while showing great promise of being a versatile forward in his rookie season, had off-the-court issues in his second year and has barely played so far this season. But there's one thing for certain. As of this moment, the pieces and players that the Rockets got in this trade that actually mattered, they did a great job. They were able to get pieces for the future while being able to still compete in this present moment. And I'm sure most Rocket fans would be thrilled with that. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, peace.